All right. So remember, I was telling y'all when my parole got revoked back in 2015, and I was actually back in custody, and so I told y'all I was at NSP when I started out, and they didn't keep me at NSP very long because my nephew got killed in 2007, and the dude who killed him is at NSP. So the staff didn't want me on the same yard with him. So they put me in the hole for almost 2 weeks so they could decide what they were going to do with me, because the other guy, he has life. I got 11 of life. He has life. So he, at this point, with his sentence like he has now, he can't be out here on parole with that type of sentence. And besides that, the life in the state, then he has 30 in the feds, I think, for drugs. So anyway, they moved me, but I was in the hole, and everything that had been happening, from me losing my foundation and basically, being evicted, and my living conditions just before I was reincarcerated. And although I signed that lease to the house, they never let me move in there. But anyhow, all the stress though that came from the foundation falling, my son who passed away, his mom, all the reckless nonsense, cop calling nonsense and just lies and trying to ruin someone's character and slander, all that. Anyway, on top of that, at the time, the parole officer I had then, she didn't know what she was doing, in my opinion. All she did was send people back to prison. So anyway, all that, then my son's death and all that, and then, my freedom got taken, whatever. My other daughter's mother committed suicide, while I'm in there, and then, like I told y'all, that family stole my daughter, Now my daughter's 12. When I went back to prison, my daughter was 6. Nope, I'm sorry. She had just turned 7. Yeah. Nope. I take that back. I'm tripping. No, she was 6. I'm tripping because I went back in June 9th of 2015. She turned 7 in October. Anyway, 7 in October. But anyway, so with all that going on while I was in the hole, they put me in a cell by myself at first, and then everything just started coming to surface. All this stuff that I had seemed like I had just pressed down inside me and just cuffed it away. It just started coming to the surface. And I remember I was in the bed. I don't remember if I was asleep and I woke up or if I was reading a book. I just remember a panic attack was happening. It started coming on, and it was happening, and it was so crazy. The panic attacks are terrible. If you've ever had them, they're terrible. You know what I'm talking about. But God must have been looking out for me, because right soon as it started, and it started getting real bad, I walked up to the cell door to look out the window to see if I could see anyone, or if I could hear, a guard or somebody, hear their keys or radio. So when I went to the door, I didn't realize it was count time. So a guard came to the door. So I started talking to him right away. And I just told him, I said, hey, man. I said, I've only been back in prison for a short time. I said 30 days before they sent me back to prison, my son died. Exactly 30 days. He died next to me. I woke up to that. I told him how my other daughter's mom committed suicide and how that family began trying to take my daughter. That family, my ex-wife's parents, are going to come down there and visit, and didn't bring my daughter. They're going to come down there and visit, talking about, now mind you, I already gave them temporary custody. through the courts. I wrote up a draft and everything and sent it to the courts and got them awarded temporary custody of my daughter. Of course, that will allow them to do anything with her for medical and schooling and things like that, you know. They're going to come down there and visit me. Talking about in order for them to be able to take her to the doctor or anything like that, they need to have a full custody and adopt her. So I was like, absolutely not. I said, I don't need no full custody to adopt my daughter. I said, I ain't back in here for life. They was like, oh, once you come back out and you get on your feet, you can get her back. You know, then people stole my daughter. I ain't even seen or talked to my daughter. But anyway, the dad, he died from COVID.
KJ, you got a copy?
10-4, he died from COVID.
Are you heading back to the laydown yard soon?
I'm in the laydown yard.
Okay, I didn't see it. I got something to go that goes to Jesse Wester.
Okay, 10-4.
Want to switch back to channel 13?
Oh yeah, 10-4. I didn't realize I was still on 3. Sorry about that. So anyway, yeah, they stole my daughter. But so while I'm in the hole, I start having panic attacks. So I told that guard that I'm having a terrible panic attack and that I definitely need to see medical. And I asked him, I didn't even want him to leave the door. I wanted him to just stay right there. And so he told me he had to do count. And he said that as soon as he finished his count, he was going to contact the lieutenant and let them know that I need to go to medical. So I went ahead and got dressed to go to medical, and I waited, and it seemed like eternity, but next thing I know, about 4 or 5 guards came and put shackles and cuffs on me and whatnot, and they took me to medical, and they medical thought I was having a heart attack because my heart rate was up so bad, and they gave me some nitroglycerin up under my tongue. I ended up having to go to Brian West, the emergency room out there, and anyhow, later on they ended up having to start me on psych meds. The panic attacks wouldn't stop. They put me on gabapentin. They put me on Rimron. Also, I developed high blood pressure during this ordeal. Blood pressure off the charts. And most days still, it's off the charts. Anyway, I start taking metoprolol for the blood pressure, Lasix. They put me on hydroxyzine. No, hydroxyzine. Yeah, I think it was hydroxyzine they put me on. And just several different medications. I've been on Seroquel, Prozac, just all kind of crazy, Respidol, and every now and then I still have panic attacks and things like that. But I definitely have. I've been diagnosed with major depression, general anxiety, PTSD. One psychiatrist said I have bipolar 1, but many people that know me disagree with that because my mood is not shifty like that. But anyway, I developed all these types of mental illnesses and whatnot, and they still affect me today. And so I'm just working on trying to get my daughter back. But anyway, I spent all this time in there. Just a minute. Hold on. Platform? Okay. So, anyway, I end up getting, sent down to OCC, like I said. They continue to have me deal with mental health down there. And they were just treating me like some sort of lab rat because they just kept trying different meds on me. And so anyway, I have to work on getting my daughter back. And the people that have my daughter, they have money. They have more money than I got. And so I got to get in a position where I could actually be prepared to fight this battle and not be digging myself into some financial crisis. So anyway, I just feel like that's part of the reason why I'm telling my story too, because I just feel like if I just get it all out, get this whole story out, get all this negativity that happened to me, get it out so that it's out there in the world. And who knows who may watch some of these videos and hear this, and you just never know. This may turn out to be some networking type of deal, and I may be contacted by some people who have a position to help somebody get a child back who's been flat out stolen. I really want to get a copy of the last phone call that I had with her mom when I was at NSP on November 23rd. November 23rd is when she killed herself. So it was on November 21st. It was a Saturday. We had a 15-minute phone conversation, and I really want to get a copy of that phone call recording. I really would love to upload that to my story so that the whole world, or whoever wants to listen, can hear what's being said between she and I, and how she was upset with her brother and his wife for making her feel like a piece of crap mom, and now that's who has my daughter. And so anyway, and then she also told me that my daughter told me that she told her mom to tell me that I'm her favorite person in the whole wide world. So that meant the world to me, you know, and whatnot. After this video, I'll go on my phone and I'll create a collage and I'll post pictures of my daughter back at the time before I got re-incarcerated, and then I'll let y'all know about the rest of the time. Like, I'll just jump up to 2017, where I was supposed to get out on December 28th, 2017, but on my mother's birthday, December 13th, I drank. You know, I chose to drink. I chose to be depressed. You know, I don't know if I chose to be depressed, but I chose to respond to depression with drinking. Obviously, the drinking didn't do anything to help the situation, didn't help bring my mom back, or didn't help to get my daughter back, or, you know, get any situations dealt with in a positive, you know, fashion. But even when I did that drink and I seen the parole board 15 days later, most time when people do a drug intoxicant just before they see the parole board and they're set for release, most people, they get sent back for 30 days and then they get paroled after 30 days. The parole board chose to keep me for 18 months for whatever reason. Chose to keep me for 18 months. So I'll pick back up at that point when I, you know, jump back into videos. But I'm gonna put some photo collages up here so y'all can see my daughter and see who I'm missing, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? I got 5 adult children, you know. I see them all the time, except for, I got one that's in Minnesota. We talk all the time, you know, on Facebook. I got a son that's down in the Carolinas. We talk on Facebook. I got a daughter in Phoenix. We talk on Facebook. So anyway, I'm an active father, and so I definitely want to get my daughter back. But so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna jump back on here in just a little bit. I'll get back with y'all.